We are talking about wellness over 40. We're going to dive into topics like nutrition, fitness, mental health, oh gosh, self-care, and specifically tailored to women. I'm going to say 40 and over, 50 and over. And so when you hear that description, Angie, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Pressure.
Hey everyone, this is Beckie.
And I'm Angie.
And welcome to Real Talk with Beckie and Angie.
There's a lot of societal pressures as we age. And there's the mental health aspect of it, of as we're aging and things are not as easy as they used to be, but they should be easy. Why are things so hard? In fact, I said that earlier today. Like, why is this so hard? Why can't this be easier? Then there's the thing of like, I know that if I work out and I exercise, I feel better. But I don't feel like I want to work out, so I don't work out. And I'm tired. And why am I tired? Well, because I'm going through menopause. And why am I going through, like, that's where I'm at on that, the top of my head. What about you?
I hear you. I totally hear you. And it's that vicious cycle of I'm tired, I don't want to exercise, and I'm tired because I'm not exercising. Like that wheel. And even though I'm technically training for a half marathon right now to run it, I've not been running as much as one would be running during training like this. And so
Wait, hold up. Did you just admit something that I totally didn't know about?
That I signed up to do a half marathon? Yeah.
Oh, I knew that part. Are you on track? Are you on track for your marathon training?
No, I'm not. I am not.
Okay.
So if I were to choose to run the whole thing, I am not on track. Could I walk it?
Okay.
Yeah, totally. And the thing is that I chose to do this. I get to choose how I'm going to do it. I'm not committed to, I thought I was going to run the whole thing. I thought, Beckie, just run it, get it over with. And it's like, okay, either way, I'm going to get that cowbell and I'm going to get chocolate milk at the end. So I'm going to run it. Yet,
wait, I'm
going to do it. Let me just say, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it. I have 6 hours to do 13.2 miles or whatever it is, 13.1. I have 6 hours.
Oh my God.
I can crawl to finish that. I mean, come on, it's a half marathon. So I know I'm going to finish it.
Just as a check-in for those that don't know, I did do the full marathon in 7 hours and 16 some minutes. So Beckie, come on now. You're totally going to kill it. You're going to crush it. You're going to have fun and have fun. Enjoy the process and the journey too. Don't make so much pressure on it. You're not, are you qualifying for the Boston with this? Because if you are, then I'm going to change my whole stance on this.
Can you imagine? That's so hilarious. When people do that they're like, what is a seed runner? Is it a seed something? I don't remember what the word is, but that means that they're doing that race to qualify for something bigger. No, that would not be me. For the record, that is not me. No.
Then enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, walk, run, do whatever you want. Don't crawl. I don't recommend it. It's really, really uncomfortable. But anyway, so as you were saying, that whole process of the cycle.
And so back to the original question, what comes up for me? This is what I always go back to. When people think, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to get in shape, the first thing they think of, I need to join a gym. I've never liked going to the gym. Ever. Well, that's not true. I did find a gym that I liked a while ago and then it changed and I stopped going. Anyways, I love to hike. I love to walk. I love to dance and do things like that. So I can if I do those, then if I choose to do that, then I will move my body regularly because I like it. And I feel like, well-being for me, I know if I'm not moving my body on a regular basis, I'm more depressed. I'm more tired. My anxiety is higher. I have not as a good outlook on life in general. I'm not as creative. When I am out walking or hiking, my creative juices are just flowing. I come up with the best ideas when I'm out walking. Like really, it's exciting. So early on in our podcast, I mentioned that I can get depressed. I get go through these phases where I'm like, oh, there it is, it's back. And moving my body regularly really keeps that away. And I have to say, since the beginning of the year, I have not felt that depression since. And I've moved my body a lot since then.
That is, yeah, well, you have a lot, a lot, a lot. And when you said that, I was like, wow, I forgot about that episode. And then I was thinking, I was like, I don't think that you, and you've answered it, but I was going to say, you haven't been through any depressive episodes since we've been doing the podcast. Not because it's, but let's be honest, it's because of the
course it is.
podcast and the time
It
we get to
is.
spend
It
together.
is. Cheers to that.
You know, cheers. Oh,
Yeah.
cheers. Wait,
Cheers to that.
Cheers. We can't do this correctly, you guys. We try over and over again, but 1, 2, 3,
Cheers.
cheers.
Okay.
It just never works. Okay. Just, and there's,
It'd be really cute if we like
there's a red
linked our
substance.
arms. Like if we like linked our, like, yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
We got it. And there's red stuff in my cup, but I want to own up to what it is.
Oh, interesting.
Mm. Yeah, it's actually this stuff called Celsius.
Oh, right.
Sparkling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Never had
I'm
it.
just trying it.
I'm not a sparkly person. Not drink wise.
You're totally sparkling.
I am. I have enough sparkle. I don't need to drink it.
Oh, I have to take it in internally.
To time it, for you, it's like people that have ADHD. They take the speed to slow them down.
Mm-hmm.
You drink the sparkle to just neutralize your sparkle, so it's not too much. It's so you don't over sparkle.
Yes, because I'm like sparkle exuding from me. I like this trail of sparkle.
The trail of sparkle.
That's
You just walk through the room and the sparkle is behind you.
Yeah.
Have you been seeing those
exactly.
trendy videos on TikTok? I don't know if you want. I think you're not on TikTok, but I am on TikTok.
Really? You actually got me to download TikTok, and then I was stood up.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did it. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, so there's this trend where they have these guys dress up in like cut off shorts and cowboy boots and like tight shirts and whatnot, and they're the flower cowboys, and they do this. So I got kind of off track. I don't even know why. I just meant
what do they do with
they
flowers?
go down the runway. I can't you read my mind? You can't read my mind and what's going on.
I'm trying to, and I'm looking in the camera and I'm not looking at you, and I don't know about flowers, and I'm thinking a runway like at the airport, or what are we talking about? Let's try this again. We got flower cowboys.
Flower cowboys that go down the aisle at a wedding, and they sprinkle out the rose petals, and it's
they're the flower boys,
the flower cowboys.
Oh, so
Yes,
flower
and
girl.
the other day I was watching one, and the guy they had in the basket, they had beers. Have a beer, have a beer, have a beer. So they handed out the beers, and then they did the flower petals. Anyways, when thinking about you with your sparkle, it just made me think of the guys with their.
Your brain went to flower cowboys.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, TikTok. Yes. What wellness? Let's talk about wellness.
Let's go back to that topic that we had decided on to talk about today.
Let me ask you a question on that part of it, wellness, and something like TikTok. So years ago, I've installed, and it's not about TikTok, it's not the topic, but I've installed and deinstalled. I've just taken TikTok out of my world, but that doesn't mean I've taken Instagram out of my world. But I found probably about 10 years ago, I strategically and purposefully went into my Instagram and removed everyone who I had issue, like that didn't make me feel good. I didn't feel good by watching their stuff. Okay, that was a long way to go around it. So looking at the perfect house or the perfect body or the perfect family or the perfect this, that, or the other thing, and realizing that doesn't support me, that I don't feel like I don't need to see these perfect people and this perfect life. And so I did this whole like purge, like the fashion ones. Fashion was a big one for me because when I would look at fashion, like Instagrammers or YouTubers or influencers, they're size 0, 6 foot tall. I'm never going to look like that. And those clothes are not going to look like that on me. And so I ended up having to, or choosing to get all of that stuff out of my world because it just wasn't serving me. So when you're looking at TikTok, you're looking at flower cowboys Do you look at any of the other stuff? And if so, what does that do for you? Do you know what? Have you ever experienced that?
So, okay,
What I'm
it's a
talking
two-part
about?
question, and I want to make sure I answer both of
Yes.
those questions. So,
Okay.
number one, what I love about TikTok is the algorithm. The algorithm is amazing. If sometimes I'll be watching it and I'm like, I feel like I just got like 10 years worth of education in 30 minutes, about government, about scams, about all kinds of things. And so sometimes I'm watching, I'm like, this is so good. And then sometimes I'm watching it and it's gotten to be more addy, like because you can have a TikTok shop right in your video and you can sell things from there. So it's gotten to be really addy. So the algorithm is not
Oh.
good for me right now. And I'm scrolling through, scrolling through, scrolling through. So my TikTok experience isn't great. So I'm not on there very often. And
Oh.
as for TikTok, isn't so much, or at least my TikTok, isn't so much about seeing thin, or it just doesn't come in my page. In fact, there's this girl, her name's her, Molly the Mom, and she calls herself Walmart Amy Adams because I thought she was Amy Adams. She looks just like her. And she's got some curves to her and her legs have cellulite on them. And she does all these crazy things. They're hilarious. And she shows her body in a bathing suit and everything. So it's wild. So I don't have that. Do I have it in Instagram? I don't even think it shows up in there. So if it does, it doesn't bother me. I don't look at
Mm-hmm.
them.
Oh, it doesn't bother you
I
if you
guess
do?
really the question could be, does it bother me? Do I compare? I don't compare myself. I used to years ago. I don't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Compare steals and gratitude heals. That's a phrase that I coined. Okay, so I feel like I don't
Nice.
compare myself to them. It doesn't bother me. The other part of your question was, remind me what that was.
I
Did
think
I
that was
answer the whole
it.
thing?
I think you did at
Okay.
one time. It was, do you have that in your feed? And if you do,
Okay.
how does that make you feel? What's your
Yeah. Yeah.
experience around
I
that?
think
Um,
so. This is what I notice. Oh, and now it's like coming to me. When I'm not feeling good about myself, when I feel like I'm out of shape or I'm not doing well in my business or whatever. And if I'm going through and I'll see people, this happened during the holidays. And I think that's why I was, we talked about it earlier. I've had this depression during the holidays last year. And I would look at family photos and I'd like, God, their family looks so happy. Not that my family's not happy, because we are, but I
oh,
did find myself
other people's
comparing
families.
myself. Oh my God, look at how much fun they're having together. Oh, they're on a vacation together. And so I did find myself comparing my life to theirs. They're going on these wonderful vacations. And so I found myself doing that. Yet I realized if I'm in comparison mode, I'm not feeling good about myself. What can I do to fix myself? What can I do to change myself? And if that means unfollowing those people or just not being on social media, then that has been a choice that I've made. Definitely.
Yeah. And that's the mental health aspect of it. What is it doing to your mental health? So I have to say something on that. I have been that person who has been on all the vacations, had all the new handbags, had all the new, I was that person. I was doing it all, whether it was going, I just extra, extra. And it was real. It wasn't anything that was like fabricated. I was going all these places. I was doing all these things and I was sharing all those things. And when I think about it, I, I was completely miserable
Mm.
a lot of that time in my life and relationship, not happy. I was going to go. In fact, my ex-husband and I talked about it. That the only time that we really enjoyed each other's company is when we weren't at home. We were away. We were traveling because we were seeing new and different things. So we were completely unhappy in our relationship. That was our escape. So when I see, and I'm not judging, because there's going to be people that'll be like, well, I go on vacation all the time and it's not because of that. I'm not judging, but there's that question that I'm like, and I'll say to myself, God, I hope they're okay. I hope they're doing okay. Whoever that is, friends and, people that I see that are doing a lot of extra and showing a lot of stuff. I go through, because of my experience, I'm projecting, I guess, that what I've been through, I'm hoping that they're okay. Because I just sometimes feel like people overcompensate.
Yeah, definitely.
They're going to make everything perfect. Everything looks great and everything is wonderful. And inside they're just dying a very slow, painful
Yeah,
death, whether it's the relationship or whatever. So I did want to throw that out there because that has been my experience. And I don't want to be that in that position again. If I want to share what I want to share, I want it to be from because I'm truly happy, or I would just don't want to
right.
share it all because I'm truly happy in the moment and I don't want to take the time to share it
Yeah.
all. So,
Uh,
you know,
we could really go down a rabbit hole on that one. I feel like a particular person comes to mind, and this person posts pictures as a couple all the time and says that their spouse is the best human in the whole wide world, like on repeat. And I know behind the scenes, that's not always the case. And not
mm,
that every marriage is, rainbows and unicorns. It's so weird to me that it's this compensating, and it's sad. It's really sad, and I think a lot of people do see through that. And so, yeah.
well, if they don't see through it, the other thing is, I mean, we can be happy for
Hmm.
people. We can be genuinely happy for people and, supportive and excited for people and all their successes and the things they have. There's that option. Another option we choose as humans is to be resentful or, they're showing off, blame, casting some kind of judgment on whatever's going on. And I mean, we have those choices. Um, sorry. But yeah, I think that that's part of what I think social media, how it can be dangerous to our mental health and well-being.
Well,
Yeah, there's a lot of
and where
hiding.
you are in your life. If you like, if for me, let's say when I was really heavy, and I'd look at people that were thin and they were wearing bathing suits and they felt comfortable in their skin and they were going out, and there was this feeling of, oh God, I feel like I'm missing out. So that's because that's where I was in my life. If I've never been single during social media, I've been with my husband the whole entire time that Facebook's been a thing. And if I were not happy in my marriage and I saw these people that were so happy and la la la, then there might be the sense of, oh, what's wrong with me? And so I think
Mm-hmm.
that you what you if what you see, if it bothers you, my thing for me is what I ask myself is, why is this bothering me? What's going on within me that is making this bother me? Because it's not that person, they're just doing their thing. And um and so
For
yeah,
whatever reason,
it's
it's
their
their thing.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I like to turn it on myself. And sometimes I just don't like that person. And that's okay. And I either unfriend them, unfollow, or just hide them.
Hide
Yeah,
or
I
yeah.
hide them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I like that choice of hide for 30 days. You get a timeout in my life, and wouldn't that be great if like you're out walking around and someone's bugging you? Hide for 30 days. And
Yeah,
guy, that would
yes,
be
that would be
fun.
nice.
And so now I'm just imagining who I would do that with. And and so
Let's start the
yeah, I
list.
think that it really comes back to how you feel about yourself. And also, there's nothing wrong with unfriending, hiding, unfollowing. I support that.
If it doesn't support you, yeah, if
Hmm.
it doesn't support you, doesn't make you feel good, why? Why subject yourself to it? Some of those, and I have to tell you, 100%, there, nothing that we see online, very little that we see online is real anyway. It's just not. Jake and I were making cookies once, and we're like trying to do this Pinterest thing. And I'm like, they're only showing the best of the best of when it worked perfectly. And it's like food art. It's not
Yeah.
real. So, I mean, we have to look at it that very few things are really real. So, why are we subjecting ourselves
Yeah.
to
So
that?
recently I did a reel on Instagram, and it's me walking into a restaurant. And I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, that was
Okay,
so good. It was
so
so
it's
good.
hilarious. The first one that I did, and I have it somewhere, and I'll post it because it's hilarious. I actually have posted it before. I go around the corner, I walk in, and so Grace is filming me, and I'm walking past her, and my foot slips out from underneath me. So I'm like,
Oh my God. Did you fall? Did you fall?
I didn't fall,
Oh
but
God.
my foot, I was able to get
You did
myself,
the
but
contortion.
it was like, and it's in slow motion. It's so hilarious. So when I see that, it makes me laugh so hard because it looks like, wow, Beckie walked into a room and it was really great. But the behind the scenes one, I'll post that next. Like things don't always go as planned. You saw the
No,
first, you
they
saw
really don't.
the other one. Let me show you the first one. It was so
Absolutely.
funny. It was so funny. I hope that being authentic becomes trendy and not having a Pinterest life and having everything look so perfect. You've seen those pictures where they're like nailed it. You know, they have like the perfect cupcake and it was just done. And then they try to recreate it. It looks like, something got smashed or something. It's like nailed it. It's
Nailed
so
it.
funny. I love those because
There's this one, there's a model, or not a model, there's a woman. She's of average. She's probably 12, 14, maybe a size 16, but she mimics supermodel poses and ads and things. Have you
yes.
seen her? So she's like trying to contort her body, or she's trying to do her hair or makeup that way. It's so funny. It is so funny. And what I love about that is
Yeah,
embracing herself.
follow Walmart Amy Adams because that's what she
I
sees
have
these
to.
people, these couples doing
Writing in my
this
planner.
dance, and so she and her husband try to recreate it. Oh gosh, it's so
Gosh.
funny.
Is that the one where she jumps up or puts her legs around his waist and then does the back thing?
That would I think
No,
that is one of them. Yeah, her name's it's Walmart Amy Adams. She's on Instagram and she's on
I
TikTok,
got it.
so you would get them on both.
Got it. Perfect. Okay, we'll all have to check those and put in the comments our thoughts and which ones we liked best of
Okay,
her reels. Is she doing reels? So
videos, I
the
guess. Yeah.
videos, yeah. One thing that I'm getting used to, the fact of I am of quote unquote average size for women across North America. I'm actually probably lower, like on the scale. I am working to, that's the best way to say this. No, let women feel more okay with where they are, the size that they are. So, do you know what I mean? Like, instead of the world I'm in, whether it's the reselling of clothes or selling things online, fashion, makeup, clothes, all those things, that tends to be done by more younger
Hmm.
women, if you know. And so when I see someone my age that's size 12, 14, 16, not size 0 and 2, no judgment, Becky, no judgment on that, but it's just a different size that we can still look cute. We can still be put together and feel confident in who we are. But it does take a mind shift to look at somebody and say, oh, that looks real. Like, Becky, you and I could never wear the
No.
same thing.
Well, I'm 5'1" and a
And we
half,
were,
and you're what, 5'10"?
oh my God, I wish. I'm going to stick with 5'8" for my
Okay.
entire life. I'm 5'8" and I'm not shrinking. I'm 5'8" ish, 5'8". But yeah, so but we're different body styles, but when we are sizes, but when people look at influencers, for instance, they don't know the scale. Like you know, 6'5", 6 foot and 100 pounds is different than, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of pressure that goes with that. And as we age as women, men, even as we age, our body shifts and changes, and it's just going to happen. And we got to just do the best we can with what we have and stay
Hmm.
healthy. That's my biggest thing. As long as we're healthy, mentally and physically.
What does healthy mean to you? I'm curious.
Healthy physically is when I go in to have a physical done, my blood sugar's fine, my all the systems are good. I'm completely healthy. I'm like 30-year-old on the scale there because I eat healthy most of the time and I'm active most of the time. So that's healthy. Mental health and that, life's stressful. Life is stressful, and it just takes effort to take time to be at peace at whatever's going
How do you
on.
manage stress?
So handling stress, I love going out in nature. You know that. I love getting my camera, put my camera in my hand, go out in nature, talk to bees, butterflies. I'm in heaven, in absolute heaven. That is how I de-stress today. Today I had about 4 things too much on my plate. I went out, took the dog out to go to the bathroom, sat down on the lounge chair, set a timer on my phone, Siri, please set a timer for X amount of time, and just stayed there and just did nothing for that amount of time. And it just, okay, now I'm ready to go. So those are things that I think are important for managing stress. Just trying to think if there's any other secrets that I have, but no, another thing that I do, I love reading or listening to motivational, inspirational videos and things like that. That is my number. If I'm getting overwhelmed, I'm getting like, I'll just put something in that's just playing that just reminds me of a mind shift. That's a lot. How about for you?
I love to end the day with meditation and gratitude. And that helps me sleep. And then when I wake up, I like to meditate. On days, it's like guaranteed. If I don't meditate in the morning, my day is more stressful. And so the last couple of days I have not. And I feel it during the day. If during the day I feel like my heart's racing or I'm just like on that hamster wheel, I will stop and assess. I'm pretty good about, okay, what's the most important thing to get done right now? What's the most important thing? What can I put off, or what can I just do later or just let go of? Recently, I've gotten to this place of being productive and not busy, and really asking myself, is this task that I'm doing right now, is it getting me closer to my goals? Because if it's not, no, it's done. And ever since I've been putting things to the test, productive or busy, I have had so much more energy, and I'm doing less because I'm focused on productivity rather than just being busy. And that has been a game changer for me.
Yeah, you said something earlier. You haven't been on TikTok as much as you used to be. And I've wondered in the past, I'm like, how does she have so much time to be on TikTok? I mean, and not, yes, judging. No, just questioning. Like, how do you have time to be on TikTok as much as as it appeared that you were on TikTok? Because I don't know. So you haven't been on TikTok as much lately. What has that been like for you?
I
Do you miss it?
I go through phases. I don't really miss it right now because I mean, I'm not saying I don't ever, because I do. But I go through phases. Like, I take a lunch break. Every day I take a lunch break at 12:30. From 12:30 to 1, I take a break. I really
You
do.
really do?
Yeah. It's in my schedule, and it's like, okay, it's 12:30. It's time to take a break. And so I do a couple of different things. Right now it's too hot to sit on my deck at 12:30. So I'll come in the house, and I'm so addicted to the show. I'm embarrassed to say, but Bar Rescue. I love that show. It's so fun to watch. I love seeing the transformation. And John Taffer, he's comes in, he looks like a bully, yet he does it because he really cares. And sometimes he comes in, he's just so soft and kind and whatnot. So anyways, so I'll do that. I'll watch that. Sometimes it's 5:00 and I work from home, and like, okay, my day's done. I'm not working anymore. I'll pour myself a glass of wine. Jen's isn't home yet. And I'll say, okay, I've got 30 minutes. I'm going to be on TikTok for 30 minutes. It's just like my little checkout time. And then that's it.
You know what? Here's what it comes down to a lot for me. Just do the best we can. Truly do the best we can for ourselves. And stop judging ourselves and others. And we're done.
Mic drop.
Because I do feel like there is still women especially, but you know what? I see men do it too, is judging ourselves and judging others. We are in our 50s or 40s, 50s, wherever we're at in that stage of life. Our bodies are going to change. Our perspective of things are going to change. we have a lot of different things to deal with. We're always going to be changing and evolving, I hope. I mean, that's just part of life. And I hope that we can just embrace where we are and doing the best we can every single day for where we are. That's what I hope for people. That's what I hope for myself. I hope that for others.
Amen to that. And I'll say it again. Comparison steals, as does judgment. When you judge yourself or you judge others, it steals from the moment. And when you step into gratitude, think of 3 things that you're grateful for instead of,
Yeah.
and then it shifts. It just shifts like that.